Teresa Giudice blames producers for House of Villains' epic fail. Real Housewives star Teresa Giudice wanted to bond with her House of Villains co-stars, but her efforts were a massive flop. She put the blame on the producers. Keep reading to find out what happened. Teresa Giudice was a guest on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live on September 17. She was asked to name the network's villains. Teresa didn't hold back as she rattled off the names of several housewives. She tapped RHONJ alum Kenya Moore, RHOB's Lisa Rinna, the Real Housewives of Potomac alum Candiace Dillard Bassett, and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Monica Garcia as villains. But she reserved the top spot for another Bravo celebrity outside the Housewives franchise. Nearly a year after Scandal made headlines nationwide, Tom Sandoval is still the biggest Bravo villain, according to Teresa Giudice. Surprisingly, the RHONJ didn't name her sister-in-law/sworn enemy Melissa Gorga as one of the network's villains. She said in another segment that she has her brother and his wife locked on social media. That's why she never sees Melissa's cooking videos. The videos may have been a huge help in preventing a major fail during Teresa's time on Season 2 of House of Villains. As viewers saw, Teresa Giudice made an effort to bond with her co-stars through her cooking. That RHONJ star is the author of 4 cookbooks, but her food was widely criticized by everyone in the house. That RHONJ star claimed on WWHL that the producers of House of Villains set her up to fail. How? According to Reality T, Teresa Giudice promised her housemates a beef roast that turned out inedible. She claimed that the producers provided her with brisket to cook. "I've never cooked brisket in my life. I didn't know brisket, you're supposed to smoke that. It takes hours and hours to cook." Despite leaving her co-stars with empty stomachs, Teresa Giudice is still in the competition. The winner gets a $200,000 cash prize and the title of America's Ultimate Supervillain. Maybe Teresa should unblock her sister-in-law for some cooking tips. Bravo has yet to reveal what the future looks like for the Real Housewives of New Jersey going forward. There are rumors that the show will fire all the current cast and do an entire reboot like the Real Housewives of New York. But Bravo fans can't imagine the show without Teresa Giudice, the villain they love to hate. Jennifer Havener grew up in a small town in upstate New York. She earned her BA in Writing and Literature from Rhobh University in Boulder, Colorado. She always knew watching reality TV shows and soap operas, particularly Days of Our Lives, would come in handy someday. When she's not writing, she's playing with her dogs, Lola and Rudra. Teresa Giudice blames producers for House of Villains' epic fail. Teresa Giudice, the fiery and unfiltered star of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, is no stranger to controversy. Over the years, her personality has made her one of the most talked about reality TV figures, whether it's her tumultuous relationship with her family or her iconic prison stint. However, Teresa's most recent venture, House of Villains, a show designed to bring together reality TV's most notorious figures, has not had the same success that fans expected. In fact, it has been deemed an epic fail by some, including Teresa herself. In a candid interview, Giudice took aim at the producers of the show, blaming them for its underwhelming performance and the negative reception it garnered. According to her, the producers made key mistakes that led to House of Villains failing to live up to its potential, disappointing both viewers and cast members alike. The premise of House of Villains was conceived as a reality competition show that aimed to bring together notorious and controversial stars from various reality shows across the years. The idea was to see how these infamous personalities would interact, compete in challenges, and vie for the title of most villainous. The show had a lot of potential, especially with the allure of big names like Teresa Giudice, reality TV's original villain, alongside other iconic figures like Omarosa Manigault, the former Apprentice star known for her ruthless behavior, and Jax Taylor from Vanderpump Rules. From the start, it seemed like a recipe for success. The reality TV world is obsessed with villainous characters. Audiences love to hate them, and they often make for the most entertaining personalities. Teresa, in particular, has been a constant presence on reality TV, known for her fiery temper, her dramatic outbursts, and her captivating family dynamics. A show where she would be surrounded by other villains had all the makings of a hit. But as Giudice herself reveals, the show's production failed to capitalize on its strengths. It was supposed to be a show about strong personalities competing, but that's not what we got, she explained. What went wrong? Proper direction from the producers. She describes how House of Villains was marketed and pitched as a competition-style show where contestants would clash, form alliances, and compete for the crown of villainy. However, the execution of the show turned out to be very different from what was initially promised. For one, Teresa claims the producers failed to truly understand the dynamics of reality TV and what makes these characters tick. The show's concept was built around the idea of watching villains interact and ideally escalate their feuds and rivalries. However, many of the contestants felt that the environment created by the producers was artificial and did not foster the kind of real conflict and drama that fans expected. Everything was set up. We were told what to do and how to act, Teresa admitted. It wasn't a real competition, it was just staged moments. She went on to say that the scripted nature of the show detracted from its authenticity, which ultimately hurt its appeal. This sense of manipulation was not lost on the other cast members either. There were multiple reports that several participants were unhappy with the heavy-handed approach of the producers, who were allegedly pushing them to create more dramatic moments for the cameras. In Teresa's view, the lack of real competition and the heavy focus on producing artificial moments led to a less organic and ultimately more cringeworthy experience for both the cast and the audience. Teresa's disappointment with the editing. Another major point of contention for Teresa was the editing of the show. Reality TV editing can make or break a contestant's experience, and according to Teresa, House of Villains did not do justice to the cast's personalities. Teresa believes that the way the show was edited presented a skewed view of events, focusing on certain moments while ignoring others that might have made for a more balanced or compelling narrative. The editing was so bad, Teresa remarked. They made it look like I was the villain, but there were other people who were just as bad, if not worse. They made me look like I was starting fights when I wasn't. Indeed, many viewers pointed out that the editing made Teresa out to be a major antagonist, even though she insists she wasn't the primary instigator of drama on the show. She believes that the producers deliberately positioned her as the show's central villain because of her reputation from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. This, she says, not only tarnished her image but also overshadowed other contestants who had similar, if not worse, reputations. Behind-the-scenes drama. In addition to the issues with the format and editing, there was reportedly significant behind-the-scenes drama during the filming of House of Villains. Teresa revealed that, although the producers promised a fun, light-hearted competition, the atmosphere on set was tense and filled with frustration. The cast was allegedly divided on how to approach the show's format and how much of their own personas they should play up for the cameras. It was a mess behind the scenes. There was a lot of stress, a lot of pressure to perform, and it just didn't come across as real. It felt like a circus, and we were just the clowns, Teresa shared. This sentiment was echoed by other contestants who felt that they were being pushed too far in the wrong direction. One such incident that stands out is the infamous power struggle that reportedly broke out among the cast members. With so many dominant personalities in one place, there were bound to be clashes, but the production team allegedly stoked these rivalries, hoping to create sparks that would catch the audience's attention. Instead, the show became a series of manufactured confrontations that felt more forced than fun. This, in Teresa's opinion, led to the downfall of House of Villains. People want real drama, not this fake stuff. That's why people tuned in for shows like Housewives. They knew what they were getting. Real moments. And that's what we didn't get here, she lamented. Was House of Villains doomed from the start? While Teresa blames the producers for the show's failure, there is also the question of whether House of Villains was doomed from the start. Some critics argue that the very premise of the show may have been flawed. Villains, by nature, are not always the easiest people to root for, and without a clear hero or storyline that fans can connect with, it's hard for a show like this to maintain traction. Moreover, reality TV audiences have grown more savvy over the years. The oversaturation of villain content has made viewers increasingly disillusioned with characters who appear to be acting out of self-interest or purely for the drama. For many, the charm of watching reality TV bad behavior, but rather in the raw, unscripted moments that reveal vulnerability and complexity. In the case of House of Villains, Teresa's criticisms may be valid, but they also raise the larger issue of the evolution of reality television. What viewers want today is more nuanced storytelling, not a rehash of old tropes. And for a show like this, where the contestants are more interested in maintaining their celebrity status than in competing for a title, it's hard to expect any meaningful content. Moving forward, is Teresa ready for redemption? Teresa's candid take on House of Villains may be a sign that she's learned from her past experiences with reality TV. While she's certainly no stranger to drama, Teresa has evolved over the years, especially since her time in prison, and has become a more reflective, self-aware version of herself. This new phase of her career may lead to new opportunities where she can show a different side of her personality. She's already teased the idea of future projects, which might involve less manufactured drama and more genuine moments. For Teresa, the failure of House of Villains might just be the catalyst she needs to redefine her place in reality TV and to prove that she can succeed on her own terms, without the artificial interference of producers. "I've learned a lot from this experience," Teresa reflected. "I know now what works and what doesn't, and moving forward, I'll be more selective about what I sign up for. I want to be part of something real, something authentic." As Teresa moves forward in her career, she'll likely continue to be a presence in the reality TV world, but her recent criticisms of House of Villains are a reminder of just how important it is for producers to respect the authenticity of their casts. In the end, viewers want to see real personalities, not puppets on strings. And for Teresa Giudice, that might just be the key to her next big success.